Okay, I'm going live. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. I got some fun stuff. This is going to be a live video chat show where we do arts and crafts for adults because we use sharp things like scissors and needles and heat guns and hot glue guns and dangerous electrical items. But we're also a chat room where we interact with the chat room and we chit chat and talk and have light conversations. So let me get my iPad set up here and try to get down to the bottom of my desk. We're going to try. I got a new haul today of some things so I can share all of these good things with you. Let me go ahead and plug my iPad up. The battery's kind of low. Get that a charging. And now we're going to get the YouTube going and get everybody, see who's in the chat room with me.
They laughed when I made that pink salt
gotta
recipe
turn
that
that
works
down.
like the Brazilian weight.
Gotta turn that down. Let's see here. We don't want that. We want this one and this one and that one. Here we go. And there's Margaret. Hi, Margaret. I just got your mail literally 5 minutes ago. So Joe went out and brought it in for me. So here we go. I'm going to open it up and I thank you for it. I took a little peek, but I didn't open up everything. So I got me a new hole punch and it is a 2.5. It looks small. Let me just check this out. It must be, yeah, it's 2.5. You look on the other side, not the top. That's not 2.5, but it is 2.5 there. So I got me a new punch. My other punch was only 2.25, and it worked. It was fine. It worked okay, but I just decided to splurge and get me the real thing this time. See if I can get it out of there. And I don't really need it today. I've already made my coins for my coin swap. I'm doing a coin swap with Cindy. So I don't think she's given out our names yet. So if you're interested in a coin swap, you can contact Cindy Levins. She'll be doing the coin swap. And I usually get rid of these things. I usually don't use these. I've never, only on the tiniest ones when they have a lot of little stuff around. So this will go in my punch drawer. And I will probably need to clean my punch drawer out. I also bought these. These are glue sticks. And I go through the little ones so fast. And I decided to get me some of these. I've bought them before, and these are the white clear ones. And I like the clear glue better than I do the purple or and it does change color and goes invisible, but I prefer using this shade. I think it's the texture of the glue sticks. Oh, look, it's got a flip top. Woohoo! It's got an opening where you can mount it in a spot where you can mount it on the wall, and then it has this where you can just open it and get one out. That's cool. But I'm not going to, I'll probably just dump them in the drawer. But anyway, I'm going to put those over here for now. We don't need these out. Just get the one out. So, hi Teresa, I missed you the other day, and I saw where you're doing some flooring activity at the house, and I was gonna say, I was gonna tell you that's hardwood floor underneath there, but you said it was uh, the base floor. So I hope you get your flooring done uh, and get it fixed up. So there's Goldie, and Brainy Miss Ava. Hi, Ava. Welcome in. Thanks for coming, you guys. Howdy do. There's Janet Nash. And how do you do? Yeah, it's the subfloor. That's right, Teresa. But I've seen those subfloors be used for hardwood floors before, like up in an attic. Um, the boards, it wasn't like a hardwood floor, but they were boards, and they painted. It was a girlfriend of mine that lived down the street from me, up north, and they sanded them down and painted them, and it was a children's room. It was for, and they threw out down some rugs, but it wasn't a base. It wasn't a base, on the main ground. So anyway, hello everybody coming in, and it sounds like Teresa, have you been sick? Okay, sweetie. I was wondering if you were having your heart procedures done. She's got a pacemaker. So anyway, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. I'm a little slow today. I did get me some new cardstock. And this is for over here on my side. The rest of it's over there in storage, but I can keep a little bit over here on my desk, so I can have it to use. So I'll stick it up here where I can get to it. I don't know if I need any today or not, but it's here if we want it. So let's get this in here like that. It's snug. And I was watching Devin for Art, Yolanda. She is a streamer, and she lives up in Canada, and she streams on, on Wednesday afternoons. She streams, and she did a art project on sticker paper. So this is sticker paper. It's got sticky peel off on the back. And she was making homemade washi with her painty papers. And you can make them, you would use this as a glue side, and you would glue your painty papers down, cut them in strips, and then you've got the tape on the back, and they could be homemade washi tape. And you can do homemade stickers and do you can punch it out. You can do all kinds of shapes and things. Anyway, I'll have to go back and watch her video. It was, I believe, 2 weeks ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago, that she used the sticker paper, and she enabled me to buy some. And it really wasn't that much. It wasn't too expensive, and you get like 30 sheets. And how often you going to use a sticker sheet? But that is something on my future playlist to play with. So that'll be nice. I've got this out in case we want to do another cat painting we did the other day. It was fun and easy, and I'm just going to keep it real easy tonight, and not too difficult tonight. Everything's going to be super easy. And I believe this is paper too, and this is brown paper cardstock. And I thought that I might as well go ahead and get a couple sheets of this out. I thought that this would be fun and cute to make some tags out of for our tag trade this next month. And I was going to work on my names today, but I think what I'll do is just see if there's anybody else that wants to sign up for the tag trade. And then Saturday night, I will have them, your names signed up for your names. So trade your names apart. And it didn't take me but about 15 minutes to do it. But I don't really want to take the time to do it right this second. I'm not thinking real fast today. I'm kind of in slow motion for some reason. Well, for a good reason. But so I'm just going to take a couple of these out, and we might punch out some tags. Maybe we can do that. I've got a stamp on my desk here. As soon as I get down to the bottom of my desk, I've got a stamp that is a tag shape. I also have a die cut tag shapes that I can use, but I've got that in my die cut uh, box over here, but I don't know if I'm going to get that out or not, but we'll see. I found a dog. I thought we would cut him out and see what we can do to play with the dog. And I also got this girl, and we were looking through my Life in Color book that I bought last week, the other day that I've gotten. It's a wonderful book. It's my new favorite book. And it had a picture of a woman with the butterflies around her face. And I found some butterflies in my in one of my catalog books over here that I thought I had here. Maybe it's over yonder. But there's a page of butterflies and oopsie, just some paper on the floor. But there's some butterflies here, and I might even have some stickers. But I wanted to do the butterflies around her face, so I'm going to pull this out and see if we can do that. I thought that would be a fun art project. And while I'm thinking of it, on the back burner, I have a mailbox in my possession. And I don't know how many of you all remember when I painted my mailbox several years ago. Several years ago, I painted my mailbox. How many of y'all remember that? That was back in the cat tag days. Remember when we were doing the cat tags, and we had napkins that had cats on them, and we were painting the cats? Well, I painted my mailbox, and I'll have to take I think I did take a picture of it the other day. Let's see if I still have it. My mailbox, and it held up really well, but it's like weathered, and it's yellowed a little bit from the sun because it sits in the sun quite. Uh, let's see here. We want to go through. How do you do this? Exit. We just want to do all photos. Recent photos. Let's see. Recent days. Let's try this. They've got it categorized, and I don't want it categorized. I just want all of my photos. How do I get all of them? I don't know how to get all of them. Okay. How about all? Do they have an all? They have favorites, duplicates. I didn't know this little thing was on there. So let's go with select library. Maybe this is it. I'm looking for a mailbox. I think I took a picture of it recently so I could show you what my current. This is not what I want, but well, anyway, I'll take another picture of it before we start the new box. But I have a mailbox, and it's going to be on my to-do list in the next month or two, and I will paint the mailbox in front of us. But the last time I painted my mailbox, I painted it with cats, and I had Fibsville on it and Happy Mail on it and stuff like that on both sides. I had the cats, and it's been a great mailbox. So we'll have to decide what we want to put on this mailbox, and it'll probably, I'm sure, palm tree will be included since it's Florida. So, but anyway, I also wanted to show you this book a little bit. We were looking at some pictures, and this is a forest book, and it's by Dana Fox, and it's all kinds of forest animals, and you get to I think it's divided on all different techniques. Wet on wet, wet on dry, painting fur, ink and wash, but it's also types of animals of the forest, and I thought they were in groups. But anyway, here is the first one, and they talk about it, and they talk about how you're going to paint it, and of course we can do it any way we want. And this was my version of this, and it's a fun and easy book to do. And on each page you get to, oh, you can see both sides good. On each page you get to do it, and then I elaborate on the background a little bit. Of course, I'm always going to do stuff like that. But this is a really cute book, and I haven't done everything in it. I haven't done the chipmunk or the skunk or the bear, but we did the bee, and I did the bee in dot formation and just did dot dot dots. Something different. I didn't have to follow directions. I don't follow directions very good, but also it has it sketched out a little bit to help you with your drawing. And so you, because a lot of times we get caught up in just drawing the figure. And then when we get to the fun part, we're kind of burned out because I don't know if it looked good. I don't know if that looks good. But this way you got the silhouette started, and you can add to the drawing by drawing darker, or just continue to paint on top of that. And of course I like to do acrylic, but you could do watercolor is easy, and they give you a color palette and everything, and then the supplies you might need. So it's really fun to do. And this is a painting fur, how to paint fur, and they've got samples of that. And then then they give us fur animals to paint. But here's the deer. We did the deer, and it's a really easy beginner color with me. And you can use markers in this, you can use watercolor, you can use acrylic paint, any art supply you can use with this. And it's kind of a fallish book for me, and I've always had it out in the fall. But it's just birds and animals, and you can make it look fall, or you can make it look spring, any way you want. I don't know why that's in there, but it's some paper, extra paper. That's all right. And but anyway, it's more using your mediums than paper and glue and things like that. Not that you can't do anything like that, but it's got all kinds of techniques, four different kind of techniques. And then this is just a cabin. Here's the cabin. And you could even use colored pencils, or both. you know so it's a nice book. I recommend this book, and I thought maybe we would get it out. And I don't know if I'll do anything today on it or not, but we certainly have choices. And ferns, how to do a fern, practice with a fern. And but I like it because I think it's like on a beginner scale. I bought this a long time ago at Hobby Lobby for $23, but I would imagine you can find it online. I would not buy this one used, because you wouldn't want, well, you could buy it used, and if someone has done it, you can do yours in a notebook, in a journal book, in a new mixed media book. So you might be able to get it for $3 or $4 if you get it used. And depending on the if it's used excellent or gently used, depending on how you feel about that, buy the book used. You could probably get it for $3 or $4. And if it's used, then you get to use your notebook, but you still have this part, which is the most important part. You get the sample, and you get the colors that you needed to use, and the directions for supplies, and then an easy step by step how to paint it. So I think that would be cool. So there's things left in here. So, but I'd like to get it out and put it on my table, possibly something to do. We did this the other day, and it turned out to be fun, 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 fun. And it was this cat down here. This was off the sticker page. So we can turn this page and do another kitty cat since the book is here. And also, if is there anybody else that would like to sign up for the tag trade before I divvy the names, divvy your names out? And I've got quite a few already signed up, and I have not exchanged names yet. I'll do that for Saturday. 18 on thrift books. There you go. Hi, Dana. So Dana's going to have surgery in the morning. She's going in as an outpatient, but she might have to stay overnight depending on how well she wakes up. That's usually what that means when they say bring a bag. Not a suitcase, just a bag. And so hopefully she's going to have her hip pain worked on, and hopefully it's going to be successful. It's no, we're not hoping. It's going to be successful. That's all there is to it. It's going to be. We're not going to do none of that hoping stuff. It's going to be. It's going to be. Well, so yeah, yeah. And there's just 16 of y'all in here at the moment. Let's see. It's just 6:04. Okay. Um, I, I I posted in my Facebook group that Abby has been Abby's was been sick for the past couple of months, and she had slowly deteriorating in her age, and she's passed away. And she was quietly at home with me and Joe, and she's already buried, and uh, we've said our goodbyes, and I got to be with her the whole through the whole process. And it was super super easy up until the last 4 hours. I have to say she suffered the last 4 hours, but she's not suffering anymore. She did not suffer any other time. She was catered to and waited on hand and foot. uh, she she was 16 and a half. She would have been 17, and Thanksgiving was her birthday. And I got her at 4 weeks old, and I have she was still crying for her mama. She was such a baby when I got her, and I held her as as long as I could every single day before I put her down. And and she would just cry, and just a baby fussy cry. And um, I was honored to be her mama, and I think she really really did think I was her mother, because I babied her that much. And but anyway, I got her and I gave her to Joe for Christmas, and I had to give her to Joe early, because I said, Joe, I said, I got your Christmas present today, and I'm going to have to go with you. Go ahead and give it to you now. And he says, well, wow, what's wrong? And I said, well, there is a problem because it leaks. It leaks. And I said, but I think you can fix it. And he says, oh no. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm sorry, but I think you can fix it, and I think it'll be okay, and I think you'll like it. So anyway, he was working like 3 to 11, and he'd come in at 11:30, 12 o'clock. He'd come rolling in from work, and I would lay on the couch with her on my chest, and I had a baby gate up. And he goes, oh no, what's this? He goes, oh no, what have you done? What have you done? And he immediately sat down. He put his lunchbox down on the floor, and he sat down in the big lounge chair. And I got up and I put her in his arms. And I said, Merry Christmas. And he goes, oh my gosh. And so we were watching NCIS, and she said, and he said, well, what are we going to name her? And I said, Joe, It's your dog, you name her. And NCIS was on, and there was Abby on NCIS. And he says, "How about Abby?" And I said, "Okay, it'll be Abby." And I paused for a minute and I said, "But she's got to have a middle name. So we'll name her Joe, Abby Joe, since she's your dog." So I named her Abby and then Joe, J-O. And so that was her name. And, uh, and she has been, the perfect dog. I hate to say it, but she was a perfect little dog. She she was great. And at that time, my mom and dad had moved down to Florida, and I said, "Well, I want to go down and see mom, but I can't leave the puppy." And he says, "Well, I can't watch her. I have to work." And that was when Allegiance first started giving us those real cheap, inexpensive flights. And I could go down on a long weekend. I could go down on Thursday or Friday and then come back on Monday. And it was, $100 round trip. And it was worth it. So I started taking Abby with me, and of course she went under my feet. I would never ever. I don't think I don't know if I could ever put a dog underneath with the luggage, not unless it was equipped for animals that had air control and light control, not just totally in the dark. Um, I'm not sure that I would ever fly an animal that way. I don't think I could handle that. But I would, she'd be under my feet. And of course, she wasn't really a barker unless I left the room where she couldn't see me anymore. So she went into the black bag, and the black bag had black screen on it, so you couldn't see her. So they really didn't know whether I had an animal or not, because it was just an under the seat luggage. And so then I would, after we get on the plane, I would always uh, hook up and get buckled in and everything, and everybody's coming aboard and fooling around, and I get her out of her cage, put it on my lap, and all I did would had to zip the very top of the bag and pop up her head. Her head would pop out, and everybody loved it. And very one time, a stewardess says, "Oh, you have to put him underneath. You just can't leave him out." No, and it was a he, and he was strict about putting the dog underneath and not getting it out, and blah blah blah. Blah. And I said, "Okay, okay, okay, easy, easy. We haven't lifted off yet." And so I put her out. So anyway, but there was lots of times I would unzip the top and stick my hand down in there just to feel her, and she could see me. I could see her eyes, her black shiny eyes through the netting, but I couldn't see her because she was totally black. So she was a excellent traveler, and it would cost me like $100 to get her tickets. Well, one of the uh, one stewardess says, "Well, if you go and have her trained for a therapy dog, she can come on for free." And I said, "A therapy dog?" And I said, "Oh." And of course, I'm medical. I'm a medical person all my life, and medical therapy to me is physical therapy. Like you need a dog. You need a dog to uh, for comfort and to hold. Well, they meant that I needed to have the dog as a therapy dog for myself, and I needed to have a psychologist doctor to give me an A-OK that she was a therapy dog. And I said no, but I took her to school to be a therapy dog, but she was the therapy, not me. It was really kind of a play on words, but I took it to be that if she had the title of a therapy dog title, that she would be okay to fly free. But they were trying to say, without saying it, that I was crazy. They said they wanted me to be the patient and her be my therapy. And I said, "No, I am her owner, and she's a therapy dog, and I take her to others for therapy. She's the therapy for others, not just me. I'm their owner." And then they kept saying, "Well, you have to own the dog." And I said, I own the dog, and I had certificates from American Kennel Club that she went through therapy training, and I have a certificate of completion, and she is a certified therapist, doctor, or dog, and tags and everything. She wasn't just, it wasn't made up. And but anyway, she was a wonderful, wonderful little doggy, and she's going to be sorely missed. This was done by Mary Altier, and I sent her a picture of her, and I have it up here on the cabinet door. And now this is Nora, and that's her little big sister. So we still have Nora, and but here she is, and this is in Florida. So this was within the past 5 years, 5 or 6 years. But to look at this and to look at what she looked like yesterday, totally night and day, totally aged. I thought I had some more dog pictures in here. I guess I don't. How do I get back? I had a bunch of other pictures of her. Uh, I'll find them. But anyway, she was 16 and a half, and she was an excellent puppy. She never got in trouble. She was always by my side. Oh, there's a little slideshow there. She was smart. She was smart, and she was a good traveler. Whenever we traveled anywhere in the car, she went with us, and on the plane. And she worked for 5 years in the nursing homes. And then when we moved down here, I retired and she retired too. So then she became my therapy dog. So that's the story of that. So let's open up some happy mail, move along. I could talk all night about her, but um, but I'm okay. Joe's okay, and I'm okay, and um, we knew it was coming. It wasn't a shock. It wasn't an accident, and so. But anyway, this was from Margaret, and she sent me some napkins. Maybe we can use one of these tonight. Let's see, what did I do with these cats? This one's got like gold, on the marble, and that kitty cat might look pretty on that background. And that one would too. Maybe we can do one of these tonight. And this one is, well, those are both marble. There's a green one and a blue one. Very pretty. Okay, very pretty. Thank you, Margaret. These are really nice. And I like to do napkin things. She sent me a little present, and she sent an envelope. And in here are some feathers. Look at the feathers. Oh, they're dipped in gold. Oh my goodness. These are going to look great on tags. That brown paper. Where's the brown paper? That would look great on some of this tags I'm going to be making. Won't they look nice on a brown tag? Thank you, Margaret. These are beautiful. Love that. I love that. And some circles. Very nice. So we're definitely going to have to get to do some tags. Did anybody say they wanted to sign up? I haven't really been listening to chat very much. I see all your hugs, and I thank you all for all of that. Thank you so much. And I didn't. If you did, you're going to have to tell me again if you want how many you want. There's 2 tags per envelope, and the tags are going to be um, 3 inches by 6 inches tags. And I didn't really see any names. So thank you, Angie. I did see that. Thank you so much. And you prayed for Dana. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate that. So let's see what Margaret sent me in some pretty paper. That would look good with the feather underneath it too. On a brown piece of cardstock. I can just use all of this. Oh, she's made me something. She makes these beautiful. This is an ATC card, and she does both sides, and she's got these corner protectors on it. And then she's got made with love for you, Margaret, and she's got her name now. Woohoo! Do you have a whole bunch of them? You go put your name on all of them? How neat. Good for you, Margaret. Aren't these pretty? With the pearls. And she put a safety pin. Oh, you could pin it up. Oh, I can pin this up. Hot dog. And it could be on a dangle on a like a light switch in the middle of the room. Oh wow. I'm going to definitely put one of these in both our bedrooms. I've got two bedrooms and we have the cords, but I don't have anything dangling on them. They broke off in both rooms. So I can hang these up in the middle of the bed on the fan pull. On the fan pull. Thank you, Margaret. This will go beautiful in the spare bedroom. Either one of them, really. They both have pink and green and pink and blue. So thank you so much. That is awesome. And their jewelry is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. It really is really, really fancy and fancy smancy. And I thank her so much for that. That is awesome. I'm going to stick with the tags right now and see if I can cut some tags out. But these will look beautiful. I'll hang them up after a while when I get off. And when Joe went out to get the mail, he got all excited because of this little round thing. He got all excited, and it can come off. It's going to come off of the package. And when I first saw it, I said, "Oh, it's an S." But then I looked, I said, "Oh, it's music." It's a treble clef sign. So that is so cute, and I can read. That'll look pretty on a tag too. I'll use it. I'll use it. I'll use it. So thank you, Margaret, again. Thank you so much. Oh, Vanessa said she made the tags. So you printed them off on fabric and then cut them out. Is that what you did, Vanessa? That is special. And then cut them out. Let's see what she says. Curious minds want to know. Thank you, Vanessa. That is awesome that you made those for her. No, I printed them on paper and she put them on fabric. Okay, so you had like a sheet of them and then she copied them and put them on each one. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, Margaret was finished with her tags the day I was signing people up. She knew about it a week before, and she asked me, "What are we going to do next?" And she's probably waiting to see what we're going to do after that. And I think we're going to do napkins. Okay, well, that's a great idea. I have printed, let's see, what have I printed on? I've printed on tissue paper. And with the tissue paper, you have to lightly glue it to a piece of cardstock like this. You use a glue stick and you lightly glue it on the edges of a piece of cardstock and make sure this first edge is glued real close to the edge. Then you put this in your printer, and it'll print off onto the tissue paper. And you can do the same thing for fabric, but I've never printed on fabric. I have stamped on fabric, but I haven't printed on fabric yet. But I like what Vanessa did, and maybe that could be a project we can do sometime. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So I'm going to use some of this this paper for tags. So this is going to be recycled. And I'm just going to cut off a little piece of it. I'll use my big scissors here. And we're going to use some of this and put this away over somewhere. And then I have a box with some items in it from where I made tags the other day. Oh, as it falls on the floor, and it's a craft-a-lanch. See if I can save it. I saved most of it. So I cut some stuff here in this box, and I think I saved most of it, believe it or not. Some of it fell, but nothing major. I'll make it. I'll get it. So I'm going to put this back over there. And this little box is what's causing the problem. It's too little for that to sit on top. But in this box, I've got some things to put on a tag. We're going to need some words. I love this paper on tissue. This is pretty on a tag. I've got a few little odds and end things. And then I've got some ephemera that people have sent me from Happy Mail. That would be cute on a tag. Move this out of the way. The pink paper's pretty. There are some more words and some paper. And I think I was using this for something the other day. We made a tree, and I think I was using these pictures. Don't need that. That would be pretty on the tan. And I got my new hole puncher. Let's not forget my new hole puncher. Let's see if I can do a punch in it. That one looks okay. Oh, it works like a dream. See if I can do a few of these. That's cute. And I can even cut them in half if I don't want the whole thing. I can make coins out of that. I can make coins. All right, that'll be enough for now. That's good. And I'll put this over here. Don't need that. And I've got all kinds of goodies in this box with my staple and my corner punch. And I've got a glue stick in here. And this is a stencil. And that would be cute on the tag. These are the tags I've already made. We'll leave those in the box, and I can dig in here and use some papers, and I've got some other things I can rip to put on the tags as well. That would be cute to put on there. So there's my hole punch for the top of the tag. So And then I've got some baby tags. I love these baby tags. We can put that on the tag too. I think it's cute. Put a tag on the tag. So what I'm going to do is they need to be 3 by 6. So I can do this direction. This is 8 by, I can do 3 this way, 3, 6, 9, or I can do, I'm only going to get 4. I think I can get 4. It's only 11 inches long, so they need to be 6. So I guess my most I can get 3. So it's going to be 3 by 9, and I'm going to use, I better use a lighter pencil. Here's a 3, 6, and 9, and the rest of it I can make a bookmark, so that won't be a waste. 3, 6, and 9, 3 by 6 inches this way to here, and 3, 6 to here, like that. And 3, 6 to here. And then this is the bottom of the 3 tags. Looks about right. And then all of the leftover stuff can be bookmarks. So let's see. I'll just go ahead and cut this one here. I'm going to have to send my scissors to Joe, and I've cut sticky stuff with them, and lo and behold, they're a little sticky. So we got 3 tags and a bookmark this way. So if anybody hasn't signed up for your tags, you can, if you want to do the tag trade, just let me know and I'll put you down. And I need to start looking at my Janet looked for my mailbox, and I did it 5 years ago. So I'm going to do a new one. And I haven't decided, but Joe painted it black. And I don't know if black is what I want, but I can paint I can paint a picture on black. It'll be a night scene. Angie, I could have used the paper cutter, but if it's just this much, sometimes it's just as fast for me to do snippings as to fight with the. I'm just saying. I'm used to doing things the long way, the difficult way, but I don't mind. So it's okay if I cut this in half and make it 5.5. And it's just, I don't have a problem cutting too much of a straight line. I'm not. I just don't mind. I don't mind a bit. So let's get this out of the way and see what we can put on our tags. So I can go ahead and punch. I wonder if I can punch 3 holes at the same time. That will be a test. Oh, my scissors. Oh, I understand what you mean now, Angie. Well, you're right. If I wouldn't be so but I was cutting something sticky. It wasn't this paper that I was cutting. It was something sticky. I was cutting through tape. Oh, I was cutting through glue the other day. Yeah, this punched 3 holes just fine. So I'm going to use my stencil. Let's use my stencil. And let's see. I need to get a piece of paper to put down to so I can see what I'm doing. So I'll just use this piece. So let's put this down and let's put down a color. I'm going to go with, I don't know why, but I picked this coffee color, and I've got a sepia color, which is like a bronzy, that's vermilion. I thought I had, oh, it's this one. This sepia is a monarch orange. Nope, that's not what I thought it was. I don't know where it is. There's brown, and then there's purple. Well, anyway, any one of these would look fine on my tags. So let's try this. And I have a brush like this. It's a makeup brush, and it's really gunky, and I've used it in several it's dry. I've washed it off, but it's good to use like this. And it's the only one I have with my at my fingertips. I think there's another one or two of these laying around somewhere, but I haven't seen them for a while. So I'm just going to do this all over my stencil, and all I did was just touch it on the ink. And it'll be pastel. Yeah, that looks good. Here we go. Y'all ready for the reveal? It's very pastel. Very, very light. Oh, it looks cool on here. But that's okay. That looks good. So let's do all of these. I should have done the whole page before I cut. But that's okay. It'll be all right. So, Goldie's going to the balcony. Okay. Uh-oh. Are you driving, Angie? Don't be driving and texting. Count the deer. She likes to count the deer. That's just the background. This is work. This is hard work. That's all right. Oh, this one you can see the hearts. Looks good. Now we'll do the bookmarks. This is really a really good stencil. It's made out of some kind of plastic, And I think Zandra gave this to me. Oh, I started to do it without the stencil, which it probably would be fine if I did. Probably look pretty cool. Okay, that's enough of that. Man, my arm's tired. So let's put these away. I've got them packed in there a certain way, and they all kind of fit the way I've got it stacked in there. Let's see how I had it. Okay, it's not going. I'll put it up here. We'll find a new home. All right, so that's good. So this needs to go into the stencil file, and I need to punch holes in my bookmarks as well. I guess I could ink the edges. Should I ink the edges? I think it would look better if I did ink the edges. I'll ink the edges. But I might as well, I'm going to cut my tags. The corners are going to be cut. And after you do the corners, after a while, you get used to the angle. If you don't know how to do it exact, you would take the corner off of this side, flip it over like a mirror, and then you could cut the other side off exactly. And as you can see, it's pretty daggone close. So that looks good. And then I was using my corner punch on the corners just to soften them a little bit. And you can see the corner. It looks prettier than the straight, or it's not as pokey. You don't want to get poked with a corner. It's amazing that this little bit is just a chip off of it, and it works. And it's easy. And you can do it to the front or to the back of the card. It doesn't matter. So that's nice. And I can do the corners on all 4 of these bookmarks to make it look nice. Hi, Brenda. And if you all need me, you just go ahead and talk among yourselves and say something to me in caps. If not, I will. Oh, Angie says I don't drive. If you did, you'd be in Florida. I hear that. It's so funny. After Joe retired, I said, now, we've talked about what we want to do, after he retired and everything. And of course, my job was easy to retire from because I worked for myself. But I said, Joe, you're going to be retiring. I said, you think maybe you'd like it in Florida? And he goes, I believe I would. And I went, okay. So I immediately started looking at real estate down here. Yeah, I jumped on that like a frog on a lily pad. I immediately took that and said, we're going, and we did within a year. We got a house in Florida within the next year, so we moved down here. So I'm going to be using some of this. Let's decorate. We're going to decorate now. So this would be pretty. Just putting a strip of it there. I can use scissors, or I could tear it if I wanted to tear it. Doesn't have to be exactly likely. Would use that much, and I can still use a little bit on the bookmarks. I just make it into a little bit of a strip. Let's see if I can make 3 pieces. I got more paper. There's no problem. So I'll put that one there on that one, and I can put one on this one. Just cut that in half for the 3 tags. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing down, and then I'm feel confident that they're going to be cute, regardless of what I do. So I'm going to glue the fat piece down first, and I can use a credit card to smooth that out like that. Oh, but that's going to be okay because I'm going to be doing a little cluster. I pushed too hard. Tissue paper will tear, but I could put that back. And when I get done, you won't even know the difference. I promise. So we're using the new glue sticks, and they're pretty good. They're made by DARICE, Darcy. Pretty good. So we're going to put that down first. So this time I won't push so hard. Everything's rolling on my table, I'm telling you. It's driving me nuts. Just not so hard. I've got to redo my hair. It's hot. I don't have my other fan on. That's why I'm hot. I can't get I must have turned the button off, the one that where it goes back and forth. It it's still better than it was. But my hair came down, and I'm hot and sweaty. It's hot down here. It's been in the 80s today. I think it was like 85 down here today. And there's Julie. Hi, Julie. I know I haven't said hi to everybody, but hello. Hello. We're going to work on our tags today. Whew, that rubbing with my hand made me shaky. It was hard. Hard to do. So let's get some more paper down here. And we'll fold it down a little bit softer. A little bit softer now. A little bit softer now. And I should have one more I guess I had an extra one. Okay, that's an extra one. I have 3 big ones and 3 bookmarks. So there we go. Yeah. So now we get to play with other things. I don't want red, but I wouldn't mind having some of this. It's a neutral shade. And I'm going to trim that off. So we can do 4 at a time if we want. Let's do 4. Let's do these 3, and we'll do these 3 later. We're going to do these 3. And then I've got some other paper. See, a flower would look pretty. That's just cut out from a magazine. Something like that would look pretty. And I want to rip it. I'm going to rip it. Rip it good. Put a little flower. Anybody doing anything? Are you doing anything at home? Have you got anything new to play with? Got anything on your to-do list? This has got little birds on there. Sure does. And this is pretty because it's got decorative edging. So we can put that on one, and that on one, and that on one, and let that pretty edging show. Let's put, oh, I've got 2 flowers. If I can make 3 flowers out of this, I would take it. So let's do that. Let's just do this one. I've got a flower catalog where you could buy flowers and seeds. And that's where I get the flowers from. So we're doing great. This is a cute stamp. It's one of those circles. It's a homemade stamp. And let's see. We want to put that there. We got this. See what else we got over here. Margaret sent me some coins. These would look pretty on there. They really do. So I'm going to use them. I don't think she would mind. I can get 4 out of this. So what I'm going to do is I've got to get the wet glue for the rest of this. So Becca's home. She had the babies at the vet. What's the report? Now you got to feed them. And so she's going to be busy with her hands. She's just going to listen. So I'm going to put a little glue here and in the middle. I'll have to glue these edges down here. I will. You can glue these down a little bit here. If you go under, get a little bit of glue on your card, like I just did right there. Go under the corner, and then you can smear it underneath what's not cut, holding. Oh, I need to tell Becca, I had a dream about you and Shannon, and you all were having a sale, and you were selling some type of a kit, and it was a sewing kit, and it has all of the fabric you need to make an apron. I'm sorry about my camera doing that. I told you the other day I wasn't going to do it anymore. But you had these the cooking type aprons, you know, the bib with the bib on the top of it and two pockets. Well, you had the bib already cut out, and you were letting everybody pick the fabric and what fabric you wanted to go with the tie-ties, and the tie-ties were separate, but we got to pick out which color of tie-ties we wanted with our apron kit, and you were selling with a kit, and they were going like hotcakes, I tell you. So if you've got any fabric that you're selling, you might want to consider making up a kit. Just saying, just saying. I should have inked those. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But I'll do the next one. I was going to ink all these too. So they were aprons. So I say you need to cut the aprons out and sell them, kiddo. And a word. That's all it needs. And a word. Mm-hmm. And a tag and a tie-tie. Let's see. Trust your instincts. We'll use that one. Let yourself rest. Stop underestimating yourself. Make art. All right. Oh, shoot. I dropped it on the floor. So that means I got to pick out some more. Yes, I'm flickering, Julie. I'm sorry. Let me go down a little bit. Maybe it won't. It's probably the gold trim. If I have to get, oh no, here it is. Here it is. Let's try that and see if it flickers now. It's the silver, and my fan is going up here, and it's going around and around and around, and it's flickering on the gold trim, and that's what's causing it, the shiny stuff. So there, we've solved that solution. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm trimming the white parts off of my words. And we're going to definitely use the make art. Don't underestimate yourself is a good one. Let yourself rest. All right. So let's see if we can get these down without too much trouble. Yeah, these are cute, and I do need to ink the edges. And we'll get Becky's. I've got Becca's lace box ready over here. I can grab. She sent me some lace one day in a cigar box, and I just wrote on there Becca's lace, and that's what my lace box is named. And it's already out. I just got to go reach it here. So we can pick out what we want. Pick out some lace for our topper tags. I keep stubbing my toes. Here we go. So with something to go with brown, we could just go with the old-fashioned, silk ribbon. I've added to the lace. And I've got this. And I used this the last time we used lace. So I can get some of that out. And see. We use some of that one. This one's little. It's more littler. That would be pretty. Let's see what else I got over here. Some of this would be pretty underneath the art itself. Oh yeah, let's try, and that would be pretty. That I'm gonna try. They're all going to be different. So let's see. I've got other things down here. Let's see. Pick and choose your battles down here. This would be cute maybe as a trim on the card itself. I could go with colors. This one's different. Let's get some of this one. All right, let's try this. Let's try this much. And you see, it's got Becca's lace right here. She's famous. She's in my craft closet. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of this here. And I got this lace that's on the twisty ties. I got it on Amazon. Well, where's the end? Heavens to Betsy. I know it's here. Here it is. I'm just taking it out this way. This way. This way. I have been watching on a binge lately the Fisher. He's called the Fisher, and he is a magnet fishing guy. And he does all kinds of stuff, but he likes to. He has a magnet, and he throws it in the river, and he finds things in the river. It's he's hilarious. He's funny, and he's fun to watch. I'm gonna lose my words if I'm not careful. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink these up. And I've got some. I'll just use this one here. I've got some littler ones, but that's all right. So we're going to ink the edges, and we're going to show this one up. Anyway, he I think he's up in Montana maybe, or Missouri. I'm not sure. He's on some heavy water. Anyway, so he goes to the waterways, and he finds it's usually it's not a fast current. It's usually a low, slow current place, and the water, is not, because that means he can float around in a kayak if he wants to go out on the boat, and he finds these old places that used to be like an automotive factory, or some kind of canning factory, or some kind of machine factory where they made stuff, and they like shut down over the years, and he'll magnet fish in front of those places because there's more apt to be you have a better luck of finding things. And he finds the most unusual places, and he travels around to different places as well. He didn't just stay in the same place, and he resells his stuff on eBay, and that's how he makes his living. He makes a living that way, and so. But but he finds he gets alongside old railroad tracks, like no longer railroad there or something, but the tracks are still there, and he finds remnants of things of the railroad at one time. And he it's funny. It's fun to watch if you like that sort of thing. And and we do. Joe and I both do. So let's put this down. And I will put this down on top of that one. Got a little texture going on here. There's that one. And I had a picture. And I also had a piece um, of the coin. Oh, it's on both sides. Wow. Two-sided paper. And it's going under there. There's a layer. But he gets excited even if it's just like a railroad nail, one of those spikes, those railroad spikes, and he sells them off on eBay. And he says, "Cash in the money." He says, "That's cash in the bucket right there." And then the metal that he pulls out, and he always pulls out tons and tons and tons of metal, and he does the scrap metaling. He takes it to the scrap yard, and they weigh it, and they get paid so much a pound. And one time, he at one session he was saving all of his metal scraps, and then he took it home and dumped them in his yard in a pile, And then isn't that cute? I forgot my tag. Where's my tags? My baby tags. I'm gonna take the string off of it. But anyway, he had a dumpster brought out to the farm, and he filled the dumpster up at least 3/4 of the way. It wasn't completely full. He probably, could have gone another 3 or 4 months, but he went ahead and turned it in, and he got like $2,000 out of it. And the dumpster that he had was donated. The dumpster people donated the dumpster for him because when he does it online, it's like advertisement. And but if you did that, every month, boy, isn't that cute? Now let's get a word and put the ribbon on. Let's see, 3 words. We can divide it up in 3 words, and we'll put them around everywhere. Stop. Underestimate. Underestimate. Wherever. Down the middle. Underestimating yourself. Anyway, he's a fun guy to watch if you like magnet fishing, and he must like to fish because he's always talking about fishing lures. And when he always finds these fishing lures in from the river snagged. And he gets a lot of fishing line out of the water as well. When he pulls anything up, he takes it. He never throws anything back in unless it's a stick, a natural stick. Yeah, something that will biodegrade. Then we'll get this put on. I like this one. It's on both sides, and you don't have to have a very long piece of this. It doesn't have to be real long. And I'm going to staple this one on. And you can take and cut it at a diagonal and make it look kind of cute. And then you find your little stapler, and I've got a few more staples left in there. And I go above it, and then I slide back down over the both ribbons, and I staple it. And this one's hard to do. And I think I found another stapler somewhere. And it's okay if it's like this, if it layers. That's good. And if you want this one to be a little bit more pointier, just give it a little trim. And now they're both pointy. Now this one needs the ribbon too. Just a little bit. And then I will trim it off. And then you can feather the ribbon, make a little V if you want. Doesn't matter. Won't hurt it. It looks cute. And you staple that down. There's number 2. I think I'm going to use a button. A button on top. Goldie, no, your railroad nails are not illegal to collect if you don't pull them up out of the railroad tracks. If you find them loose, you can find them loose. I don't think it's illegal to collect them. It's not like it's an animal and they're endangered species. I'm not sure about that, Goldie. You'll have to help me. Oh, I got some new buttons last week. Look at these new buttons. Am I going to go crazy again? I'm sorry. Cover it up. Cover them up. See if I had any blue, but I've got some bumblebees. Now these little buttons that I got, they have shanks on them, so I have to cut the shank off. And I have to be careful, and they're easy to cut off. Cut the shank off, and I'm going to hot glue them on. And I'll put it on top of my ribbon. Perfect. Yeah, I found some buttons. Found some little buttons. So this will take a minute to warm up. And there's a little stamp. There's some, Margaret sent me some of these. That would be pretty up there too. And she sent me a whole box of those jeweled safety pins. I could put that at the top. She sent me 2 packages. 3 packages. I've got to use these. So these are real sweet. And they're on a safety pin. That's nice. See now, how are we going to do this? Don't really need that right now. I could put the lid back on that. All right, I'm getting there. So we've got bees, and we've got these, and we've got a love. And this is how they come off. They're real easy. Oh, I like that. They're on here this way. So if I put that on there, or I could put it on, hold us, I got something else to do. Hang on, I want this little stuff. I can put this little stuff on down at the bottom. Can y'all see the bottom? And I could put the safety pin in it. Stretch it out on that. Would that look cute? I don't know if I like it or not. It's pretty. We'll do one. We'll try one and a bee. And then this one. And another one. And that has to be in the middle or it's not going to work. We'll put it down here. I got it off the center the other side now. Angie's been walking 8 blocks. Oh, wow, Angie. Good for you. Joe wanted me to go on a walk today, and I said, well, maybe not today. I don't like to go out on days that I have to stream because it makes me too tired. So this will be cute. Put these pins on there, and I'm going to use the hot glue gun to put it on. All right. Let yourself rest. Let's get this, see if this is ready. It smells hot. Just need a little dot. Just a little dot. Oh, shoot. Drop the bee in the hot glue. It's like honey. He's dipping in the honey. Come on now. Get up there. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There. That's all right. So it goes with the silver paper, striped paper. That's a complete one. Okay. This one here, I just got one more little bit here. And lay that down there like that and scoot that over there like that. There's another one. All right, fancy smancy. Angie says, I live close to everything in town, even the police department. People can see me if something happens. Hi, Debbie. Debbie says bye, or do you mean hi? Hi, bye. Okay, Debbie. I'm sorry. I've missed some people coming in, no doubt. It's thank you all for being here. So we did 2 tags. Here's our third one. And I need to find this one. Make art will be cute for the bookmarks. I've got 3 bookmarks over there, and I will find some other short words to put on there. Buy the ticket, take the ride. Real, not perfect. Refuse to sink. That's good. Get these two little words. See the world. That's a little one. Trim, trim, trim. There's two and three little ones. Like that. And I'm going to ink the edges of my tag. So, hi Linda. Come on in. We're making some tags. Keeping it simple tonight. After this, I've got some, I'll do the 3 tags, and then I've got some books I want to show you. Oldies but goodies. So we'll put these down. And I don't know that I have to ink the words. I'm not going to ink the words. I think I can survive without inking the words. Some people can't. They have to ink the words. So this one's going to be, I still like this one because it's on both sides, the edges. So I'm going to put this on there. I'm just bouncing tonight. That's what I'm doing. Bouncing. There we go. I don't know why, but it catches. And I'm just going to trim that off a little bit there. All right. So now we can glue down. And I'm going to just do a little oval here. And we're going to put this guy first. And then we'll stick these 2 guys around here. And this one around here. And then we're going to put a little bit of, what did I find? This. We're going to put this on. We got to glue it down real good because it's a doily fabric trim piece, and I'll put a lot of glue under it so it'll hold it. And then I'm going to put, I left out the pink piece. We left out the pink piece. It's over there somewhere. And I got a pink thing to put on the top. Oh, and the tag. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting my tags. So we'll put that there. And okay. We're going to put this here, right in the middle. Did I hit y'all? Sorry. Hit y'all, hit right in the head. I'm going to put this right in the middle. And I'm going to put See the World right on top of it. And this is just a little something that was a little piece of lace drawled up and made a flower in the middle. Just pulled up and made a flower. And I'm just going to put it down with with a little bit of hot glue, like that. So that's going to go on the top of that one. And I can still put a little piece of this and a safety pin on the bottom. Let's close that up. So, am I doing okay, guys? I forgot the flowers, but I don't think I need it. Maybe I can do a little bit. I can do a little bit. We'll just make it a little arch right there. Doing fine. Thank you, Belinda. Hi, Belinda. Hi, everybody, if I've missed you. We're just playing with our tags tonight. And then I'm going to show you an art book and one of my old journals. Let's pin this on here. And then we'll glue it down there. A little bit of glue. Put that down. The glue is hot. Don't touch it. That's cute. That is adorable. That is cute. So then we did the 3 big ones. Need to lay them flat so that they'll dry flat. So they all did really cute. They're all cute. Just turn that off there. Okay. There's 3 tags. Let's put them over here. And then I can do the 3 bookmarks. When I find them. When I find them, I will do the bookmarks. See? See him. Am I missing something? Oh, I forgot the feathers. I've got 3 tags. I can do 3 and then 3 feathers. I've got make art, and I've got 3 words. Well, you probably all see them. I put them on the right or the left, or I put them somewhere, right? They're over here. Here they are. Yep, that's what I did. Let's see. Now I know why my head hurts. Yes, because I hit it. That's what it is, Angie. I hit it. I did. I'm sorry. Now on these the bookmarks tags, we could use this little stuff for it. We don't have to use the big stuff. But I still like this one. This is my favorite. I got enough to do all 3. So we're going to do it. I don't know where Joe took off. He's here somewhere. Well, come on. I'm not coordinated today. Really, I'm not. Now, if you don't have a stapler, you could always do a little bit of hot glue right there and glue your tag your trimmings on. You don't have to have a stapler. But you could get these staplers at the Dollar Tree too. They're not expensive. This is a little cheap one and it's bent because it doesn't want to push that. It's offline and I'm having a hard time squeezing it. You loop yours. So it's a little off, but we're not going to hold it against it. It's going to have character that way, okay? There's nothing wrong with being a little loopy or a little off. Nothing wrong at all. I'll say it. Now see, that's what it should do. So easy. It's something's crooked. That's all. Just a little off. So we're gonna put feathers on these. Gotta find all three of them. They're around here somewhere. I will. The feathers are going to be fine. I don't think I'm going to be able to use that this time. I think I need to find the lid to that. I didn't use that. We'll save it for another day. It won't go bad. That's one good thing about art supplies. They last a long time. They don't go bad too fast. Okay, I'm looking for my lid. There's the lid to that. And I got one more little tag to do here. One more. And we'll put the stapler there. Perfect. And it's lopsided. It's lopsided, but we don't mind. We don't mind at all. So this has got to be trimmed like that. And that one's got to be trimmed like that. So that's good. So now I got to ink the edges. Now I got to put some things on here. Now what did I do with the rest of them little feathers floating around here? They're flying around here somewhere. I hope I didn't. Yep, I dropped them on the floor. So let me get my feathers back. Retrieve. Retrieve. It just takes me a minute. I see them both. Do I see them both or see one of them? I see both. And I found some other napkins. So we're going to use all three better feathers. Okay. And we're going to put a few things underneath it. Now I will take this is the quill part of the feather. This is the quill part. It's a hollow tube, and back in the days before fountain pens, they would use a bigger feather with a bigger quill. They would dip it in the ink bowl and they would write with it. That's how they wrote in the beginning, before ink pens and art supplies. But I probably will have to cut the quill off a little bit to get it onto the, but I may, we'll see. Let me look. So what we're going to put underneath it? We got the trimming. We're done with the trimmings. I've got other stuff in here that I can use. I think I'm going to stay with the trimmings, the feather colors, which is gold, pink, and white. So I will ink everything. So we need a little piece of this, and I'm going to make a long strip for each of those. Like that. Okay. Come on now, Ben. Now, I'm done with the pink. I'm cleaning up as I go. I didn't get to use the black ones, but black would look good underneath it. Let's just wait a minute. I don't think I need. I think I'm just gonna stick with the other pieces. And I'm going to also I want to get my carving back out and do some more carving one day. I need to do more carving. So this is going into the little workbox. And we're going to do, we can use this. That's so cool. It's on both sides. I need 3 of these. And I love this, but I don't know if it'll show up much because they're bookmarks. I can save that, and I can go with a piece of this one. 1, 2, 3. This will be 3. Okay, and then these will go for the next tags. The next time we do tags, and the 3 words should be right there if I haven't lost them. I see 2. I see 2. Okay, I've done something. I've smushed it somewhere. It's somewhere close by, no doubt. Another coin. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ink everything, and then we'll glue it down. And I'm missing a word. I need one more word. So we're going to ink. Is Willow in here? Hi. Hi, Willow. Welcome. Come in. We watch you all the time. If do I have a monitor in the room? You can put her channel in for us. Who's here? Who's all important in the room? Okay, Belinda, thanks for coming. Thanks for staying a while. So we're just making up a few little tags. I did the big tags, and now I'm doing little bookmarks. Oh yeah, everybody's important here. Hi, Kitty Jen. Yeah, that's true. Everybody's important. So the feather's going to go. I should have 3 of those. And a word. I'm looking for the other word if I find it. I probably picked it up. Thank you, Janice. Oh, you're a lifesaver, Janice. Thank you. Yeah, Willows. Welcome. Come on in. We're just doing some casual crafting tonight. Nothing big. We're keeping it light. Very nice. Janice is just passing by at the right time, buddy. Thank you, Janice. And if anybody wants to sign up for the tag trade, we're doing 2 tags per person. And I will be giving you your names Saturday. I've got a whole list. If anybody wants to sign up, it's time to tell me how many envelopes you want to do. Almost done here. So Becca's done with the feedings. She's being a little mama.
Hello, hello.
There's Joe's in the house.
Hello, hello.
Becca, how much are they eating? And I think they're 3 weeks old. She's got baby kittens.
Baby kittens. Oh.
She just fed them. Hi, Brian.
You gonna feed them every day?
Well, you have to feed them every 4 hours, I think.
Oh.
How often do you have to feed them, Becca?
Every time they got their mouth open.
It's different for a kitty cat than it is for a baby.
Meow.
So I think I got all of those.
Hello.
So,
there's Julie Parker. Hello, Julie.
Yeah.
Hi, Goldie. How are you doing, Goldie? Angela Brown. Destin Ham. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, she's making up rhymes, guys.
Uh-oh.
Watch out.
There's Margaret Hernandez. Hello, Margaret. Hello, honey. Where's that honey?
Oh, shoot. I was going like this. Oh, you guys. Listen to him.
Where's that Miss Church girl?
She's up in the balcony.
Oh. How are you doing?
She's
I hope
here.
You're doing okay.
She's in the balcony. She's here.
Yeah. Where's Janet Galines?
That's right.
Hello.
Don't forget Janice.
I've been outside raking leaves and cleaning the yard.
Was there a big old truck coming by?
Was there?
I heard something.
Train a while ago.
There's
Becca. That just come up, Becca.
They're 17 days old.
I knew you was there. I seen you earlier.
They are about 6 to 8 ounces a feeding, and they eat about every 4 to 5 hours. Thank goodness. Every 2 hours is too rough. Yeah. For about 4 weeks. First few weeks. So the mother disappeared, and the neighbor had these kittens and called Becca. And of course, Becca could not say no. So I'm going to put this feather on there, just like that.
Well, it's starting to get almost going to get ready to turn dark, and I ain't finished my work. Tomorrow's garbage day.
You gotta go.
So, y'all have a good evening, and thank you for coming by and saying hi to everybody. Everybody appreciates it. I know we're like a big family. We got to stick together.
Top glue even through the feathers. And I am going to trim the quill down.
I did.
And then the word.
I didn't. Oh, is Dana there?
Dana has been in
I
the
was gonna say I
group.
don't see Dana's name on the.
She's been
Chart.
there. She's been in and out.
Okay. Well, you ladies, get on with
He's
your
going
business.
back outside. Get along, little doggy.
I
Get
don't
along.
want to start talking like Juju.
Oh goodness.
Well,
I'm surprised is she been in? I haven't
so
seen
she
her.
missed out on talking to me.
She'll get over it.
Okay.
She'll be on tonight probably.
Oh, it's Kitty Jen. Hello.
Yeah.
She just popped up. Kitty
What
Jen.
did
Hello.
the craft,
How you doing?
Becca? What did you craft, Becca? Becca's been babysitting the kitty cat. So I'm just going to cut this off like that.
Yeah.
And there's the bookmark. I think that's fine. I don't think it needs, oh, I need something right there. Now I need something light pink, like maybe a little button. That's sewed on there. I can't take that off. It's already sewed on. I can't put that on there.
Where'd you get your little cards at?
I made them.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
You paint them little spots on them?
I crafted them.
Crafty?
Mm-hmm. I did it.
You're a little crafty, ain't you?
I'm crafty today.
Yeah.
There's a yellow button. Oh, I have these little buttons. I don't want to put yellow on there though. I've got little yellow ducks. I got a bunch of little yellow ducks. Sorry. Let's find a little button. Oh, this one's cute. I'd love to have a pink one. I need 3. Oh, heavens. Heavens. There's no striped things going on over here. Quit that. Tell my camera to quit. Cut it out. There's an old button. I need a pink button. A pretty, oh, this is pretty, and it's just a little glue on thing. I could put a pom-pom. Dana, I can use a pom-pom. She would freak out. She would flip out if I did that. Let's put a pom-pom on there. Oh, it's perfect. I got 2. Do I have a 3? I need another pink one or a white one. I've got more pom-poms.
I think she got rid of a paper cutter. Her old one.
There's a pink button. I'll use that one. What's that?
Angela said Joe got on her for not using her.
Oh, I cut these tags out by hand because it was just 3 of them. And she says, why didn't you use your paper cutter and to save the scissors? The scissors are kind of sticky and gluey.
Again?
Uh-huh. Because I cut through some glue the other day. It was wet glue. And I didn't clean them.
Are they hard cards? How hard are they? How hard are
they? They're
they
not
cards?
too bad. They can wait a little while. But you'll have to fix them for me. So let's go ahead and glue this next feather down.
The little stripe down the middle gives it flair.
It does. I'm gluing most of it up. Sorry.
Oh,
That's just the way that's the way she goes.
Okay, I gotta go.
All right,
Bye,
honey.
ladies.
Thank you.
Y'all be careful. Have a good time.
We will. We'll be good. Put that in there. Like that. And I think I need my credit card. I had a little piece of flowers. Where's the other flower? Gosh. I'm just terrible tonight. I keep losing everything. Good news is I know where my flower catalog is. I'm going to use pom-poms. Look, Dana. she got mad at me. Well, she didn't really get mad at me, but she was all over me because I had two boxes of pom poms. Oh, yes, Angie, we know you were joking, honey. You're fine. You're fine. We know. I understand. But I was being honest with you. Sometimes I can cut faster than getting that thing out, and just saying. So I'm putting the feather down. Aren't they cute? And I'm going to cut the quill down. I got two of them. Oh, this one's got to have some words. I need to find another word for this other one. I've lost my words. And is that no? That's not it. Okay, this is trust your instincts, and I'm going to cut it up into two and maybe three. And I'm just going to put trust. I could just use the word trust. I don't have to do anything else. But since I have it, I'll have it. I'm going to do it like that. There. Look, you're cute. Hi, Esther. So those are the pom pom ones. Then the last one's going to have a button. I've already inked everything. And this is the skinny one. So I've got to think skinny. Think skinny. Okay. And get my card. Squish some of that glue around. And I've got to put I'm going to mint the feathers taking up everything. But I've got to do it. It's got to work that way. That's the way it's going to go down. Going down. Down to the bottom. And then I'll cut this off down here. And I need one word. I've got a pretty little button. It looks old, but it's new. It's clean. It's real new, but it looks old timey looking. And I'm not going to use these three things. I could put them in the box. Put the buttons away. And save that. And get rid of that. I need one more word. One more word. My word. Where are the words? My words. Wild at heart. Fly would be good. I'm just going to use wild at heart because I've lost my other words I picked out. but that's okay. So I'm going to throw two quails away. I got two of them. I don't know where the third one slipped out over here. I'll find it next year. And I put this in the ribbon box. Everything's out of place. Okay, so let's put this on. And I think it'll go all the way across. Just like that. There it is. Okay. Want to see all of them? Oh, Brian is dehydrated all week. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Drink, 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 drink. I've been drinking lemonade all day. So now I'm going to show you all a book. I've got a book, 2 or 3 books to show you. So these turned out really, really cute. So let me put a few things away. And I'm going to unplug my hot glue gun. And put this away. Put this away. Put those away. Put that away. Good, 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 good. Let my hot glue gun cool off. Over there, there's some crumbs. There's some more words. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's take a picture of them. So I will probably and I've lost one already. Don't tell me. I've lost one. Didn't I do 3 tabs? 3 tags? Did I pick it up? Well, that's all I have right now is 3 tags. 2 tags. I don't know where the other one is. They should have been right here together. Oh, they're stuck together. Look at that. Look at that. Uh-oh. Don't get them stuck together. While I was losing my mind. So I used pom-poms. Woohoo! And feathers. So anyway, I'm going to take a picture of these and I will post them. And they all look very, very cute. They're all different and they're all cute. Let's get the camera. Take a picture. Put that over there. Put these in the box, but I think they're done. I just have to write on the back. Tag swap and all that jazz. All that jazz. Okay, let's see what we got down here on the floor. It's 8 o'clock. So I found this. This is 2023 from January to December. Imagine that. All in 1 year, in one book. I've graduated to that. I do more than that now. Let's see if I can clean my desk off just a touch, so we could have more room to unfold. I can put these away. Gotta have extra room to show you some stuff. I can put my glitter away. And my sprays. There, that's better. Okay, let's see what we got. We got to move this camera up. I'm surprised that doesn't make it go nuts. So this is a 2023. Can you believe it? 2000. And this is back when we were doing the Beth and Joe show. Uh-oh. I hit my microphone, guys. And it's writing down everything I say. We want to exit out all of those lines. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Oh my goodness. Imagine all that in 1 year. That's when it started. Okay. There we go. I'm sorry. So anyway, okay. Okay, Will Oz, come back. Please come back. So this is just a blast from the past. This is last year's. And usually I just put something on the other side that kind of matches, like the purple tones. And it's just scrapbooking paper on the other side of the page because I don't like a white back. So I use up my scrapbooking paper that way. It's a good way to use it up. So there's Mr. Chicken Foot there. We were into the chickens January last year. I think Dana and Becca did this with me. And it was a prompt because we got clocks in the background, and I did it astrology wise. I did astrology of some sort. If you have any questions, type them in caps so I can see you. This is my Ella fly. My Ella fly. It's a butterfint. A butterfint or an Ella fly. And it's 3D. It's textured. She's got flat backs. I've got punch outs all over. I've got punch outs all down here. And I've used different types of paper. I've got telephone book, and I've got green floral scrapbooking paper down there. 4-leaf clovers. It's a butterfint. Yes, Angie. I was trying to say it. You got it. And this little kitten turned out to be cross-eyed, and so I put a butterfly on his nose. This was fun. This was a picture that was submitted by Becca. How come I can remember that and I can't remember what I did yesterday? Gosh. She had this little girl, and she's paint and paper pieced. It's mixed media. Here's Penny Ann. Here's Mr. Hedgie. I know a lot of y'all remember doing these. It was just last year. And I love doing the mixed greens in the background. Here's Eddie. Where's Brenda? Brenda needs to see Eddie. We need to do Eddie again. Oh, I was watching a video today, and this lady, she lives out in the middle of the USA somewhere, and she has a rescue farm and for horses. So what she does is she gets online and she gets to these um, slaughterhouses or these auction houses. They auction them off, and then the slaughterhouses buy them for real cheap, and then they go for Mexico, and they butcher them. So she goes to these auctions and buys the horses for a little bit more. And she bought this horse, and she paid, I think, about $1,200 for it. And he was not very healthy, and not well taken care of. And she thought he looked like a mule horse, which is half horse and half donkey. And they have a distinctive look about them. But when she got him home, she said, "This is not a mule horse. This is not a donkey. This is not a mule nor a horse." And it turned out to be one of the most rarest horses around. This horse is going extinct, and is on the danger list. And it's popular over in Asia and Philippines. The horse is it's one of the wildest ponies, one of the last of the wildest horses that they have known of, and it's a very valuable horse. So she's mending it back to health. And of course, if she will sell the horse for somebody who wants to have the horse, not to sell the horse for something else. She will sell it for a profit and keep the horse, but the horse is valuable. And she called one lady, and this lady said, and she said, it was like an Aurora horse, I think was the name of it. And she called one lady about the Aurora horse, and the lady says, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Nobody has a horse like that." And she hung up on her. And so she went on, and it turned out she got on TV, and sure enough, everybody knows that she's got one of those rare horses, and they're calling her nonstop now, and they won't stop calling her because everybody wants that horse, because it's a valuable horse. But it is a shorter horse, and it does have a thicker neck, and the mane is short and stocky like a zebra. It's real short on top and straight up on its back. I think Becca did this one with me too. The kitty cats in a basket. That's what she has now. She's got 4 baby kitties. So I don't even have a date on this, but I'm sure it was Easter time. Here's Petunia. Jennifer. Here's Petunia. This was a lot of fun, and I cannot find my leaf gold. I found some silver leaf, and I've got it. I just don't know what I've done with it. I got a whole stack of them. They're like 4x4 sheets of gold. Big pad of them. And I'm trying for the life of me, trying to remember where I would have put them. And I can't find them. I'll come across them one day. This was in May the 30th. This was a lot of fun, and it was different than what I normally do. But it had the flag, and then the stars were in the sky, and then the mountains. This was fun. I get all my ideas on YouTube or from other people. And this was so fun. I did it twice. So I did it this, and I had uh, 4 pair of flip flops. So I did another one over here so I could use the flip flops. And this is paper, and this is brown paper down here for this, and I splattered it with glitter and paint. And the turtle is a napkin, and the crab is a napkin, and the shells are napkins, and the starfish. And these over here, I think these are, nope, they're napkins. So here's Mr. Billy. Um, I do have expand paste on some of these, and I did buy me another jar of it. I lost custody of the jar I had. My niece, no, this is paint. It's not expanded paste, but I do use it sometimes. 5 pair of flip flops, 2 and 2, 4 pair, and I've got a crab and a turtle. But yeah, this is supposed to be a doggy. hmm This is Letty, and I tried. I did real good on her eyes though. And this is the Gnomi on the beach, and I put the fringe on his little towel, beach towel that he has, and he's got fringe on his end of his hat, and he had these little blue um, sequins, and they all came off except for those. I had blue sequins on there. That's cute. That turned out to be cute. It was watercolor with pencil and some paint. This is Stacey May, and she's crocheting. She's crocheting. She's tatting her lace. This was out of a magazine that I found, and I redid pieces. I only put pieces down, and then I painted the rest in. And she looks like Stacey May. And this is Betsy. This is 4th of July, and this was out of a book that I have, an old book, and I fussy cut her or tore her out with tearing the technique, and then I added more roses. She had roses on, and since it was Betsy, then I've got her sewing on the flag because she's the one who made the flag, Victorian style. This was a technique that I wanted to do. I thought it was cool. Um, I was being real nerdy in my creativity. So I glued the page down and I continued the background. The background had a brick wall. So I drew the big brick wall with pencil. I extended her gown here. Her gown goes down to the bottom, and then over here, she has a yellow, and then this girl has a blue gown on, and so I got a blue. I need to put some yellow down there, and then her hair, her golden hair, I've got it coming off of the page too, with a window back here, and I just thought it was something to do. It was different. Made it up. The hum of the bees is the voice of the garden, and I made these with my thumbprint. They're thumbprint bees. And here is 2 little girls. There's Raggedy and I glued each one of her hair on there separately or in little groups. And there's her dress, and there's her pinafore, and I got little red buttons, heart buttons for her pinafore. Yes, the Little Women. It does, Angie. And then here's another little freckled girl. And she's got on Mickey Mouse Brett's in her hair. And this is paper piecing and pencils. And I think it was Inktense pencils. This was different. It was an abstract painting. So the idea was to do the painting and do opposite colors of what it's supposed to be. So, the tree is supposed to be brown, and I used yellow. This tree I used blue. And then instead of green leaves, I had pink and maroon leaves. So I tried to do it instead of the green grass, I did brown. Uh, it was something abstracty. And this was a horse that I did in pencil. And this paper here is on a paper pad that I have down here. I still have a whole bunch more. It's each of the pages. It's sketch paper, and they each have a picture frame on the outside of the picture of each page, and then you draw in here. And horses are hard to do, but I really worked hard on that one. I had a hard time. It was an eyeball bender, and this was a paper piece lady, and I used a different picture frame, and I put a piece of scrapbook paper in the back, and then all of these are paper pieces, different papers. So it's fun to do. And here's a devotion that I did. And if anybody wants to hear the devotion, just let me know. But it's about a quilt that the granddaughter has. It's a quilt of her grandmother made her, and it was a little devotion. I used to do this stuff all the time. I don't know why I don't do it anymore. Now this was a piece that I did with Dana. Dana and I went to an art gallery down here, and this was an artist, and she had a great big picture on the wall of this one, and then she made cards, pictures, photocopied it, and the card, and it was a face in the paper. Well, I found this particular piece of paper. It was a Tim Hortons paper, and Dana gave it to me, and it was the perfect background. And then I tried to put the woman's face back in here, and I got the eyes off of some tissue paper, and these tulips came from some scrapbook paper that I had, and then I drew her lips and tried to do her nose and her hair. I've got her hair down over here. So it's an unusual um, eyeball bender. And here's the original card. And you can see more in the card than you can in my picture. But I was afraid I was going to make it too much. And I said, anyway, I liked what I did. This was back in September. Now we're getting into all the witch hats. We did a whole slew of witch hats. We did a cat, except for the pumpkins. We did a cow. We did an owl and a chickadee and the mice. Everybody's got a witch hat on, and a pig and a goat. Some are better than others. This is done in chalk. A rabbit, a fox. This one's done in chalk. And this one's done in chalk. A raven, a spider, a cat. Is that a cat or a squirrel? I think it's a cat. And then we get into Thanksgiving, and we did turkeys. So there's a turkey. There's two turkeys. We had a turkey trade. And we made turkeys to give to each other. There's a turkey. This is paper piecing. It's fun to do. I had a request. Someone dared me to make pink turkeys. So between me and Mark Muir, he sent me a whole bunch of pink turkeys, and I painted them. I painted one. Now we're into Christmas, and I believe this was Roller an Elf, which is a game that we do. Roll a penguin, Joe Jingles. Turned out real cute. And then this is a dog, and I printed it. It was on a print coloring book. Cut him out, and I did the background, and I glued him down and colored him a little bit. Gave him a green bow. Chris Bell. This is in memory of George. George is my niece's dog, and he has one blue eye and one brown eye. Here's another doggy. We were into dogs that week. And then we've done Santa, done 100 million Santas. They're all different over the years. There's a tag. There's an owl. He's got some glitter on him in the snow. And that's it. That's 2023. The whole year. I've got another one down here, but it's not decorated like the rest. It needs some paper. So let's see. This one is December 2021, and it goes to August of 22. So I was working in 3 or 4 books that year. I had big books and little books. This is something that I did on a piece of felt, and I had it in a picture frame. And you draw your tree or your object with white glue, and then you put your seeds on it, your combination of beads on it to make the tree, and you put it in a picture frame without the glass, and it's cute on a side table. I've done several of them. This was some Happy Mail. And I decorated both sides. This is a paper piecing catty cat. This is some Happy Mail. Arlene, Deb Weaver, Mousy Deb, and the Whispering Cauldron. Where is Carol? Carol? I remember you from way back when, in 22. You sent me that. Or 21, I'm sorry, 2021. This was a devotion page. And the other side, I put some Happy Mail and some a Christmas card and a Christmas napkin. And here is the expand paste fetish back in 21. And I just bought me a new jar of it today. I got it in today. I bought some last month, and when I got it and I opened it up, it was real watery. This one is too, but it was never watery before. But that might be to keep it from evaporating or getting hard. So, but this is my new bottle. I had another jar of it that was about that much, and I gave it to my niece. And so I gave it away. But this goes up here. I'll put it up after a while. So anyway, expand paste is a gel that you put down, and then you put the heat gun to it, and it swells up like popcorn. This is Roll a Reindeer. Here's a barn with the expand paste on it. This was a lot of fun. December of 2021. Here is the black dog. This is Freddie. Janet Nash has a service dog, and his name is Freddie, and he's a black water dog, lab. And he's a service dog. He's a real service dog. There's an elephant. I made him too big on the page so he doesn't have a tail. It happens every now and then. Mr. Ping, he's the penguin, and I did him in all expand paste. And I had a brush. I think I threw the brush away after this picture, and it was shedding the hair in the brush was coming off every time I brushed with it. And I said, nope, not keeping it. Get rid of it. This was a page that we did with the magazine game. We play from time to time. And a lot of these are from postcard or Christmas cards that I paint from. This one was challenged because the trees didn't have any leaves. I put all of the tree limbs, twigs, on the tree. And it was like in the park, and this was a shadow from the sun. And then this girl was walking through the park in a red dress or a red coat. Here's another magazine game. How many of you have not played a magazine game or have seen the magazine game with us when we play? This was submitted by Teresa Church. Don't know how I remember that, but I do. There's an elephant. There's a red bird. Goldie's seen it. Okay. Angie's got to go. Okay. We're almost done here, and then I think I'll quit for the evening. This was a page of frogs, and I cut 2 of them and gave them away. This was Carmel. She's an angel now. It was somebody's aunt that they loved. And here's the lady in red. She turned out pretty cool. Here's my version of color. I did the sky, and it's in chalk. There's chalk on it. It's done in chalk. This is done in paint and chalk. And I think I was trying to do mountains, like the West Virginia Blue Ridge Mountains. Here's Trixie. Here's a bird that Cheryl Slicka bird. It's a pretty little bird. I've never seen one, but it's pretty. It's in the bird book. Here's a garden. We're into January of 22 now. Here's a little kitty. She turned out cute. Oh, and here's Ginger over here. Don't forget Ginger. Chicken with a hat. Here's here's a dolphin. Here is some egg art. So this is a turtle, a rabbit, a giraffe, and a cat. And it's done with these are done with brown shells, and white shells. eggshells. This turned out to be 2 pictures, and I ended up putting them on 1 page. So that's that. Here's a little deer. She was hard to paint. A fawn. She was a fawn. And here we have a mushroom. And here we have a, I'll tell you in a minute. It's a duck. It's a bird, but it's not a duck. A, I can't remember. It starts with a B. Booty bird or something. And this bird here, it lives in North South America. And they have blue feet and orange feet. And they're called I want to say booty, but it's not boogie or booty or something birds. And here's a kindergarten page. I made a butterfly out of a coffee filter, and then I did one out of scrap paper. I don't know why I did it. I just did it. This is a roller leprechaun. Again. Here's another leprechaun. Here is a gnomer pile. This is gnomer pile. Here is an owl, paper piecing. Thank you. And here's an Easter page. This is supposed to be a fence. Here are some yoga chicks. They're doing yoga. And I think I was supposed to do 2 more, but I didn't get to do it. This was an abstract page that I saw, and I did, and I thought I did very good on it. It was difficult. This is paper piecing, and then this is the background is watercolor. And here is a famous beach scene, and it's got everything in the world in it. I've got a mermaid over here. I got a sailboat, and my palm trees with the islands floating around. And there was a little picture of it out of a catalog, and it was either a diamond painting or a cross-stitch picture or some kind of picture in one of those catalogs, and I cut the picture out and painted it, which is what I like to do. I like to have an inspiration. This was a magazine game, and it was so funny that I found these pennies in a magazine, and then I found the penny pincher, and they were riding bikes, and then I found another bike. Yeah, it's amazing what you can find. These are some birds, watercolor. And here's my giraffe. I don't like his mouth, but I like everything else. Sometimes I do really, really good, and sometimes I don't. And it's okay to have your ups and downs. Hi, Marty. And these little birds are so cute to make. I was hoping to find Lori Hollister, and she was doing some art. And let's see if I can give her a time. No, I don't have a time stamp. But anyway, she was doing some art, and she used a stencil, and the the paint bled through under the stencil a little bit, and she says, "How can I fix this?" And people were giving their loving thoughts on how she could fix it. And all she has to do when you don't like something that's not quite even, or it's oblong and it's not real perfect, then all you have to do to even that up or to fix it is just draw and sketch around your item, just lightly sketch haphazardly, and then your picture pops out at you. And that's all you have to do with something. If something bled underneath, you just kind of just lightly sketch it real lightly and in little short strokes, and you can see it. That's for Lori, if anybody sees her. Anyway, this is a tiger. And I think tigers are hard to draw. Run wild and run free. And there's a picture in a magazine. Here it is. And I did a silhouette of the horse, and I painted the background. I did the background first, and then I glued the horse down. And here is another silhouette. These are painted on, and then everything else is done like Starry Starry Night. And this probably came out of the Fast and Free book. This is a bumblebee. We're into July of 22. Here is a no drama llama. Yeah, the sailboat's cute. And the llama is drinking a cup of caffeine, or a cappuccino. And I did use expand paste on him to make him look fluffy. And here is our ostrich. And here is a cat. Different techniques. I've got glitter on them. Here's a panda. August of 22. And here's a little seal. And I've been watching the seal videos. They have a rescue channel in Australia, and it's an oceanic save the ocean type people, and they go on shore where these seals are, and they run up to them, and if they have any fishing line on them, they snag them, and then they have scissors and stuff, and they free the seal, and then they let them go right then and there. And the fishing lines and the nets and stuff that are littered in our oceans is way too much for these seals. It's killing the seals. And it's something I watch on the YouTube all the time. And this is the last one, and this is Blondel. Now, Blondel is my grandmother's name, and it's an old family name. It's an old name. It's an old-timey name. I've never heard of Blondel except like over in Europe, and it's what they used to name their cows. And they had a cow named Blondel, and that's what she named her baby, my grandmother. So my great grandmother named, I never knew her, but that's where she got her name, Blondel. And and so when my mother was born, which is her oldest, she named my mom Joandel. And Joan, Joan, is the female version of John, John. So that was my grandfather's name, John and Blondel. And so she called her Joandel, 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 Joandel. It's a homemade name. I don't believe I've ever seen the name Joandel anywhere ever. But I know a lot of people make up names and stuff like that, and she had a made up name. So, but my grandmother says, yes, I was named after a cow. Good old days. Well, guys, I think I'm going to quit for the night. Um, I've been in here for quite a while, and it's time. It's time for me to get off for a little while. I know it's a little early, but I'll make it up for you someday. And and I will be back on Saturday. So so I'm just going to go ahead and say good night, and I want to thank everyone for being here. And if you see Lori Hollister, uh, is that her name, Hollister? I think it is, Lori. If you see her, tell her to watch the end of the video where I have marking around the birds for her. I will, Aunt Marty. Thank you all, and I'll be in the chat room. I'm pretty sure Juju will be on in a little bit if she's not already on. And I've been watching Vicky Sullivan. Vicky, I think it's W-O Sullivan, and she comes on about now. She's on, and she's very good. She does good stuff, cute, pretty things. If you all want somebody new to look up. So I'll see you Saturday, and I'll see y'all in the chat room. So good night, everybody.